everyone. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I haven't really had much to say over the last half year. But now that I've been using the new Avid interface professionally, I've started to get some more ideas. But before I start making videos about that, I want to show you guys something that a lot of you may not be familiar with. Now, I imagine most of you out there that watch this channel are working in a professional production environment and are using an Avid Nexus in conjunction with Media Composer. What a lot of people don't know is that their Nexus is not performing at the full capability that is available simply because your computer is hooked up through Gigabit Ethernet rather than 10 gig. Let me show you what I mean and why this makes such a huge difference. So I'm going to open up my Blackmagic disk speed test, and I'm going to point to a volume on the Nexus. And if I start this test, you'll see the writes capped right around 150, and I imagine the read will be pretty similar. Yeah, so about the same. Now, why does this matter? I'm going to go ahead and export a sequence that's about 45 minutes long to an Avid Nexus partition. So it looks like it's going to take about 9 to 10 minutes to export this sequence. Now, let's start a transcode in Media Encoder. I'm going to do a, let's see, we'll do another SQ transcode, also to the Nexus. Okay, about 7.5 minutes. So what happens if I stop this export while that's going? See this number start to fall steadily? Because of the limitation in bandwidth at 150 megabytes a second, these two are eating into each other. All right, so let me show you another example. I'm going to start this export again. Once that number rounds out, it'll be between 8 and 11 minutes. I'm going to copy this to the desktop. See the number starting to go up? 14 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's stop this copy. Number starts to go back down. So these are eating into each other. And this is a huge problem because even if you have the most powerful computer on earth, it's only as fast as the connection to the network drive. So what happens if we go to 10 gig? Okay, I've reconnected with 10 gig now. I'm going to go back to my Blackmagic disk speed test. Move these out of the way, keep it all up here. Okay, so let's select a Nexus partition and hit go. There we go. That's what freedom looks like. Okay, so how does this benefit us? All right, let's try something that we'd normally never be able to do without choking. Let's try a DNX SQ and LB, an H.264 at 720, and let's do an H.264 at 1080 as well. Go. Now this number is going up a little bit, but that's because with 4 encodes going in the background and 1 export, that's 5 streams. We're getting near the edge of what 10 gig can handle. That's still 5 times faster than what we had before. So what does this mean? It means that you can continue to export from your Avid with no slowdowns in other third-party apps while you're transcoding. It means that you probably don't have to rent additional Avids that act as just turnover stations or export and import stations. And it just kind of makes your life much more fluid and much better. Just for instance, let's copy a file, a large file, to the desktop. So here's a file that's 12 gigabytes. 10 seconds. Okay, so what's involved with this? Depending on the type of Nexus you have, if it's capable of accepting this type of connection, it's a different switch, it's different Ethernet cabling, and it's, you know, a Mac Pro cheese grater that can accept a 10 gig connection. So if you have those few things, it's worth making the argument for. It'll change the whole way that you work. For editors, it means the difference between feeling like you're editing off a Nexus or editing off a local RAID. They will feel one and the same.